and Brahmaji has taken them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the bank of Shiv Sagar. Okay, so Brahma, after going there, Brahmaji is praying to Lord Vishnu for protection. So from 26 to 26 to 50, in these 25 slokas, Brahmaji's prayers are there. Yesterday we discussed 27th sloka, where Brahmaji is specifically focused. Now, in this section from 26 to 25, 26 to 50, Lord Brahma is praying to Lord Vishnu. But 26 to 31, he is going to speak about the various transcendental qualities of the Lord Krishna or Vishnu. Okay, different attributes. So 27th shloka, he said about the transcendental qualities of the Lord, like the Lord is changeless, Lord is eternal truth, unlimited, original, he resides in everyone's heart, and he is beyond material qualities, he is inconceivable, and he is beyond the reach of mind and words, okay, unsurpassable, and he is the most worshipable Lord. That was the yesterday's shloka 27, where the Lord's transcendental qualities were mentioned. Okay, and 26, sorry, and 26 and 27, the Lord's omniscience. That Lord is he illuminates the senses and the sense object. He always makes and he removes the ignorance, he brings the light, like that. Lord's omniscience was mentioned in the 27th sloka, and Lord appears in the three yugas. Okay, so Brahmaji is saying that I seek his shelter. So that's from 27. 28. 28, Brahma is going to tell that Lord is like hub of samsara chakra. Let's see what he's saying. Ajasya chakram tvajeyamanam manomayam panchadasharamasu tirnavi vidyuchalam ashtanemi yadakshama hushtam tam prapadye. Ajasya of the living being, chakram the wheel, the cycle of birth and death in this material too, but Ajaya by the energy of the Supreme God, Area Manam going around with great force, Manaha Mayam, which is nothing but a mental creation depending chiefly on the mind. Panchadasha, a 15 Aram possessing this force, Ashu very quick, Trinavi having the three names, three modes of middle nature, Vidyut like electricity, Chalam moving, Ashtani made of 8 stellies, the 8 external energies of the Lord, Bhumi, Apo, Analo, Vayu, etc. Yat, who, Aksham the hub, Ahu, they say Tam unto him, Ritam the fact, Prapatye, let us offer our translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In the cycle of material activities, the material body resembles the wheel of a mental chariot. The 10 senses, okay, this analogy is given for chariot. So 5 for working and 5 for gathering knowledge, and the 5 life years within the body. From the 15 spokes of the chariot's wheel, the 3 modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, are its center of activities, and the 8 ingredients of nature, earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence, and false ego, comprise the rim of the wheel. The external material and energy moves this wheel like electricity, like electrical energy. Thus, the wheel revolves very quickly around its hub or central support, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Super Soul and the ultimate truth. We offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Okay, so saying in this cycle of material activities, the material body is like that wheel of a mental chariot, and the hub is Supreme Personality Godhead. The cycle of repeated birth and death. So this is the analogy. Similar analogy is given many other places also. Okay, 28th purport. The cycle of repeated birth and death is figuratively described here, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.5. अप्रयेयम् इतस्तव अन्याम प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम जीव भूतां महाबाहो येयेदं धार्यते जगत्. This is from 8th canto chapter 5 text 28 we are reading. If you have book you can follow. The entire world is going on because the living entity who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord is utilizing the material energy and the clutches of the material energy. The jiva, under the clutches of the material energy, the jivatma is revolving on the wheel of birth and death under the direction of the Supreme Godhead. The central point is that the super soul, as explained in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hirdeshya Tishtati Brahmyam Sarvabhutani Yantrarunani Maya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. To Arjuna, Ishvara Sarvabhutani Hirdeshya Tishtati. Arjuna, Supreme Lord is sitting in everyone's heart and is directing the wandering of all living entities who are seated as on a machine made of the material energy. Yantra Rudani Maya. This body is like a machine in which the soul is sitting. So Krishna is also sitting with the soul in the form of super soul and directing all the activities, witnessing all the activities of soul. The material body of the living entity is a result of the conditioned soul's activity. And because the super supporter is the super soul is the true reality. So whatever activity is done by the soul now will cause his next body. Okay, and the body which soul has present is the result of previous karma. Okay, every one of us therefore should offer respectful obeisances to the central reality, and the real Krishna, the super soul, is the supporter. So he is the supreme truth, reality. So everyone, Prabhupada is saying, every one of us should offer our pranam to that central reality, Krishna, the super soul. One should not be misguided by the activities of this material world and forget the central point. We should be careful because in this busy our schedule material activities we may forget Krishna in between. We may be busy. Some people are busy out of so much happiness. Some people are busy out of so much misery. But the result is same, that both are forgetting Krishna. So if our happiness makes us forget Krishna, that happiness we don't want. Thank you so much. And if our miseries are making us to forget Krishna, then we have to tolerate and somehow bring our consciousness to Krishna. So generally when miseries comes, people don't forget Krishna. They pray to Krishna. But in happiness they forget because there is no need of Krishna now. We are happy. So whether it is happiness or misery, whatever it is, one should remember Krishna. That's why Krishna says that tolerate this happiness and misery, both one should tolerate. Tolerating misery we can understand, but using the word tolerate for happiness is little bit difficult to understand. Why Krishna is saying that tolerate the happiness? Okay, so because happiness is also one type of trouble. So one should tolerate both. Some people are not able to tolerate happiness. They become extra excited and they forget Krishna. So one should be equal. One should not be misguided by the activities of this material world. And one should not forget, misguided by the activities of material world, one should not forget the central point, Krishna. That's the truth. That is the instruction given here by Lord Brahma. Text 29. Ya ekavarnam kamsa param lokamavyaktam anantaparam asanchakaro pasuparnamenam upasate yogarathena dhira. Ya the Supreme Personality of Godhead Now, in this 29th sloka, Brahma is saying that all the yogis worship the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who Eka Varnam, absolute, is situated in pure goodness, Tamasa, to the darkness of the primitive world, Param, transcendental, Tat, that Alokam, we can, who cannot be seen, Avyaktam, non manifested, Ananta, Param, unlimited beyond the measurement of time and space, Asam, Shakara, situated, Upa, Supernam, on the back of Garuda, Enam, him, Upasate, worship, Yogaratena, by the vehicle of mystic yoga, Dhira, person who are sober, undisturbed by material agitation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in pure goodness, Shuddha Sattva, and therefore is Ekvarna, the Omkar, Pranava. Ek Varna, Ek Omkar. Okay, he is that Supreme. Because the Lord is beyond the cosmic manifestation, which is considered to be darkness. He is not visible to material eyes. Nonetheless, he is not separated from us by time or space, but is present everywhere. Seated on his carrier Garuda, he is worshipped by means of mystic yogic power by those who have achieved freedom from agitation. That is all of our yogis and centers. So Brahma is basically saying that so big yogis, they have attained so much power and control. They are worshipping Krishna. Actually, the best yogi is the one who worships Krishna. Bhajante. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sattvam. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sattvam. In this material world, the three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, prevail. Among these three, goodness is the platform of knowledge, and passion brings about a mixture of knowledge and ignorance. But the mode of ignorance is full of darkness. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is beyond darkness and passion. He is on the platform where goodness or knowledge is not disturbed by passion and ignorance. That's called Suddha Sattva. Krishna is beyond Sattva Guna also. This is called the Vasudeva platform. Vasudeva platform. It is on this platform of Vasudeva that Vasudeva or Krishna can appear. So when one reaches to Vasudeva platform, like Suddha Sattva, beyond goodness, okay, then one can see Vasudeva Krishna. Okay. Ignorance means completely some people completely in Tamoguna, some are in Rajoguna, some are in Satoguna. So generally Brahmins are considered in Satoguna. Beyond Satoguna, one has to go, then he can see Krishna face to face. Okay. In this way, Krishna appeared on this planet as a son of Vasudeva. Because the Lord is situated beyond the three modes of material nature, he is seen by those who are dominated by these three modes. So Krishna came in the form of son, as the son of Vasudeva, telling that I can be seen only when you come to the Vasudeva platform, means beyond Satoguna. Okay. If anybody is under any of the guna or mixture of any guna, actually three gunas are there: Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, and then different permutation combination. If you make 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 9, 81, like that, it makes many numbers. Okay, so that's what every person has a different personality. If you say only three are there, so all Satoguna people will be same, na? No. There are different combination of Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Somebody is having 4% Tamoguna, 2% Rajoguna, rest Satoguna, some person having 80% Tamoguna and 4% Rajoguna. This like mixture is that now you keep doing mathematics. How many varieties of people you will get? And 3 into 3, 9, 9 into 9, 81, 81 into 81, like keep on doing NPR, NCR. Okay. So you will get it there. Okay. So that's why different varieties of people are there. But a person who is beyond this this NPR and NCR, and 3P3, right? Like that, they do this permutation and combination. So beyond this, all these three, one is in the Shuddha Sattva. That person can directly see Krishna. So that's what our whole process of chanting, hearing Katha, doing Kirtan, taking Prasadam is for that purpose. So that we can achieve Vishuddha Sattva, pure goodness, and we can serve Krishna there. Okay, because the Lord is situated beyond the three modes of material nature, He is unseen by those who are dominated by these three modes. They cannot see. They are saying, "Show me God." Arey, first you get the qualification, first deserve, then desire. They don't deserve, but they want Krishna should come and show. See, I am Krishna, I am God. Please accept me. Why you have to do this? All Brahma, Shiva, all big personalities are paying obeisances to Krishna, and he has to come to you to prove that I am God. Eh? Why? No need for him. You keep on thinking there is no God. No problem. For him, there is no issue. Okay. So one must therefore become dhira or undisturbed by the modes of material nature. The process of yoga may be practiced by one who is free from the agitation of these modes. Therefore, yoga is defined in this way. Yoga indriya sanyama, as previously explained, we are disturbed by the indriya, the senses. Our senses are always disturbing us. Moreover, we are agitated by the three modes of material nature, which are imposed upon us by the external energy. In conditional life, the living entity moves turbulently in the whirlpool of birth and death. But when one is situated on the transcendental platform of Vishuddha Sattva, pure goodness, he can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead who sits on the back of the Buddha. Lord Brahma offers his respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Lord. Okay, so now in this shloka we understand yogis that all great yogis are worshipping Lord. Now next shloka he will speak about the Lord's province. Na yasya kashyapiti karuti mayam yaya jano mohyati vedanatam tam nirjitatma gunam paresham namam bhuteshu samam charantam. Na, not yes of whom the Supreme Personality but Kashya, anyone Aditi Tarti is able to overcome Mayam, the illusory energy, Gaya, by whom by the illusory energy Janaha, people in general Noyati become bewildered, Veda understand not Artham, the aim of life, come unto the Supreme Personality God, Nirjit completely controlled, Atma the living, Atma Gunam, and his external energy, Para Isham, the Lord, who is transcendent situated. Namam, we offer respectful Bhuteshu and all living beings, Samam, equally situated, are occupied, Charantam, controlling or ruling them. No one can overcome the Supreme Personality of Godhead's illusory energy, Maya. It's very difficult to overcome Maya, which is so strong that it bewilders everyone, making one lose the sense to understand the aim of life. Maya is so powerful that it makes us to forget the aim of life. That same Maya, however, is subdued by the Supreme Personality. But you see the power of Maya is controlling actually everyone. Okay, and that Maya is controlled by Krishna. That same Maya is subdued by the Supreme Personality Godhead who rules everyone, who is equally disposed toward all living things. Let us our let us offer our obeisances unto Brahma is praying. So in every shloka he is telling one quality of Krishna and saying that for Namaskar. The province of the Supreme Personality Godhead Vishnu certainly controls all living entities. So much so that the living entities have forgotten the aim of life. Nate vidu swagati. They have forgotten that their goal of life is to serve Vishnu. The living entities have forgotten that the aim of life is to go back home, back to God. The external energy of the Supreme Personality of God gives all conditions to what appears to be an opportunity. This is the Maya's job. External energy means Maya gives all conditioned souls what she is giving the opportunity to be happy within this material world. But the Maya is, in other words, it is a dream that is never to be fulfilled. The external energy of Krishna gives everybody, all the jivas, all the jivas, some opportunity, which looks like it is an opportunity. you can enjoy. So Maya will give a facility which may look that I can enjoy. But actually, that's the cheating. That's why it's called Maya. Now, what is not there? That, so just consider this. What Maya means, what is not there. It looks like it is there. That's called Maya. So now you may think it looks like when I get a Lamborghini car, I will become happy. It looks like that. But you should understand by this knowledge of Bhagavatam that actually it is not. It is looking, it appears that if I get this such a big car, I will be happy. That's the way it is. But actually it is not, because it is Maya. Okay. So that's what it is said that the Maya gives the an opportunity which looks like I will be happy, but actually nobody is going to be happy. So Prabhupada is saying, in other words, it is a dream to be happy in this material, and that dream is never to be true. Okay, very clear. In this way, every living being is illusioned by the action energy of the Supreme God. That illusory energy, so this Maya Sakti of Bhagavan, Krishna is controlling everybody. Everybody is under the illusion. And that Maya Shakti is undoubtedly very strong. That's why it's controlling everybody. Big, big demigods, she's controlling. Devtas, right? You see, even Indra got confused. What is this? So, so far, okay, so powerful. That's why, because this whole material world is controlled by Maya, that's why it is called Devi Dham. Okay, this is the Dham of Devi, Maya Devi. She's the one. But that same Maya Devi, she is fully under the control of the transcendental person we described in this verse as Paresham, the transcendental Lord Krishna. The Lord is not a part of the material creation, but beyond the creation. Lord is not here, Lord is beyond this. Okay, and that is called Haridham. Here, Hari's power is there, not Devi. Okay, so Lord is beyond this. Understanding? Therefore, not only does he control the conditioned soul through his external energy, but he also controls the external energy itself. So you understand this. Krishna is controlling all the jivas, but through his Maya Shakti. And he is controlling the Maya Shakti also. Okay. He is not only controlling everybody, but he is controlling the agency also, through which agency he is controlling all the jivas. It's not complicated to understand, easy. Like you say, like police. Police is controlling all the citizens of that area, right? So government is controlling the citizens through police. Okay, government is controlling the citizens through police, but government is also controlling the police also, like that. Okay, so Bhagavad Gita clearly says that the strong material energy controls everyone, and that getting out of control is extremely difficult. Getting out of the control of Maya, coming here, is extremely difficult, and that controlling energy belongs to the Supreme Personality Godhead. So that energy, Maya, which is controlling all the jivas, is actually controlled by Krishna. That is Krishna's one power, not all. Krishna's one power. Krishna has so many power. That is one power of Krishna. Okay, and that power works under Krishna's control. The living entities, however, being subdued by the material energy, have forgotten the Supreme Personality. And these jivas have, and they are under the Maya, so they forget that there is a Krishna. So that's why many people, you may think, they say Devi is the one. Every Jagat Janni, Jagadamba, Amba, they say she is the only supreme, because they are in Maya. They cannot see beyond anything. Okay. इमे वयं यत्प्रियेव तन्वा सत्त्वेन सृष्टा बहिरन्तरा वेगतिं न सूक्ष्मां गतिं न सूक्ष्मां ऋषयश्च विद्महे कुतो सुराद्या इतर प्रधाना इमे these vayam these that kriya appearing very near and dear gave us and the tanmada body satvena by the mode of this srishta created by he and the avi although fully aware internally and externally gatim destination not sukshma very subtle vishya this understand kutaha how asur adaya the demons and atis itara who are insignificant in their identities pradhana although they are leaders of their own societies. Okay, so in the previous sloka you saw that how powerful is Lord because the one Maya who controls everything, Krishna controls that Maya. So powerful. Okay. Now 31 the sloka we will see that it is not very easy to understand Lord. Okay, it's very difficult to understand the Lord. Since our bodies are made of sattva who's saying Brahmaji is saying, since our bodies are made of sattva we the devatas, demigods are internally and externally situated in goodness, sattva. All the great saints are also situated in that way. Therefore, if therefore, if even we cannot understand the supreme personality Godhead, what is to be said of those who are most significant in their bodily constitution, being situated in the mode of passion and ignorance? Are Baba, Brahmaji is saying we are Devata, we are situated in Satoguna, our body is made of Satoguna, internally, externally, we are full of Satoguna. We are not able to understand Krishna. How these people who are in Rajaguna and Tamaguna, how can they understand? And some Tamaguni will come. Anna, after drinking liquor, show me God. Are Brahma is saying, I am not able to understand. How can you understand? Just see, it's not that easy to understand Krishna. And now I am trying with my this low class intelligence to understand Krishna. Who is Krishna? Show me this, why that, putting my all material logic. So even Brahma is not able to understand. So if I'm not able to understand, no problem. I have to just pray to Krishna. If he is happy, if he is happy by my chanting and my sadhana, my service to other Vaishnavas, then these Vaishnavas, Guru will reveal Krishna in my heart. The Guru can reveal. Krishna will himself can reveal. If he is happy, he will reveal. Okay, because that qualification is even to Arjuna. Krishna gave one special eye. Then only you could see. So Mahaprabhu revealed Sarvam Bhattacharya 6 form, 600 forms, right? So if Krishna wants, he can reveal to anybody. Okay. So Brahma is saying, how can they understand the Lord? Let us offer our spiritual obeisances unto him. Atheists and demons. Atheists and demons cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although he is situated within everyone. He is there in the heart of everyone. Hiranyakashipu's heart, he was. For them, the Lord finds so people who are atheists, demons, for them, Krishna appears at the end like death, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Mrityu sarva araschaham. I will appear as the form of death and take away everything. Okay, atheists think that they are independent and therefore they do not care about the supremacy of the Lord. Yet, the Lord asserts his supremacy when he overcomes death. They may conquer everything, and atheist can conquer everything. But can he conquer death? No, that is Krishna. How can he conquer Krishna? Okay, so if they don't believe in Krishna, then Krishna will come in the form of death and will say, now you believe me, na? Okay. Okay, so at the time of death, their attempts to use their so-called scientific knowledge and philosophical speculation to deny the supremacy of the Lord cannot work. At the time of death, whether he can say, no, 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 there is no death. No, 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 I cannot die. Because of this logic, because of that logic, I cannot die. You have to die. Because of this machine, that machine, this invention I got Nobel Prize, so I cannot die. What is this? All the Nobel Prize winners died. So at least for them, Krishna comes at death. Okay. So Hiranyakashipu, for example, was an exalted representative of the atheistic class of men. He always challenged the existence of God, and thus he became inimical even toward his own son. Everyone was afraid of Hiranyakashipu's atheistic principles. Nonetheless, when Lord Nrsimha appeared in order to kill him, Hiranyakashipu's atheistic principles could not save him. Lord Nrsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu and took away all his power, influence, and pride. That's what he said in Gita. I will come in the form of death and take away everything. Okay. So one should be very careful. Krishna can come in the form of death and take away everything. Mrityu sarvarashya. Atheistic men, however, never understand how everything they create is annihilated. The super soul is situated with them, but because of the predominance of the mode of passion and ignorance, Rajaguna and Tamaguna, they cannot understand the supremacy of the Lord. Even the demigods, the devotees, who are transcendently situated or situated on the platform of goodness are not fully aware of the qualities and position of the Lord. Even from the goodness platform, one cannot be fully aware. It's easy to understand in the goodness, but one cannot understand fully. Okay, so what about what we speak of the passion and ignorance? So how then can the demons and atheists understand the personality of God? It is not possible. Therefore, to gain this understanding, the demigods, headed by Lord Brahma, offer their respective witnesses to the Lord. Okay, so here Brahmaji is saying that it's very difficult to understand the Lord. So now Brahmaji is saying that we are in goodness, but still we may not be able to understand the personal form of the Lord, but at least the universal form we can understand now. So let us glorify universal form. Whatever is in our limit, we can do that at least. Okay. So now from 32 to 46, Brahmaji will speak about the Lord's universal form, Vishwarupa. You can say. So till now, 26 to 31, he spoke about the various attributes of the Supreme Lord. Now from 32 to 46, he will speak about the Lord's universal form. Okay. So okay, so now it will be disconnected. Almost 40 minutes over. So 20, I mean till 9 o'clock we have. So you can rejoin. Okay, immediately you can rejoin now. I am going to disconnect it. Now the next section will start immediately.